Dear learners, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Munish Ahlawat from Institute of Hotel Management, Dehradun. Today, we shall be taking module number 28, titled Introduction to Volume Catering, Equipments Used, under paper Food Production Operations and Management. The learning objectives of this module are: understand the basic of volume catering, understand the types of volume catering establishments, know about the various equipments, know about care and maintenance of kitchen equipment. Introduction. The responsibility to cook food in bulk and serve challenges the food managers and food handlers. It is also defined as one preparing foods in quantity to serve people within a designated period of time. Complete meal services are provided to large groups in residence hall, hospitals, commercial restaurants. The various methods used in cooking and the selecting ingredients for the same remain same as normal cooking. Such type of cooking can be done either in the premises or off the premises. Concept of volume catering. Volume cooking involves much more and organizing as compared to a la carte cooking, and it also requires a lot of care during the preparation of food. One cannot afford to spoil the dish due to negligence. The hygiene of bulk kitchen also needs special attention because in case of food poisoning, the health of large number of people would be affected, thereby causing bad reputation and financial losses for the organization. Time is an important factor in bulk cooking. It is important that commodities are prepared, stored with as little time involved. Types of volume catering establishments. Institutional. Establishments offer food services not just as a necessity but also to serve a wholesome meals to the people. Profit making is not a primary concern of these establishments. They work out on principles of no profit, no loss basis. Educational institutions. These include schools, professional education institutes, universities, hostel mess, etc. Institutes are broadly classified as academic institutes, professional institutes. Academic institutes include schools and colleges, and here the main food consumers are students who are supplied food in cafeteria at nominal rates. The main consumers here are adults and the kitchen are called as mess. Here, more specialized equipment are used so as to avoid high operational cost. Industrial catering. In today's fast-moving world, people travel long distances to reach their work spots, usually away from home. It is not possible for them to carry food from home or go to nearby restaurant to have food, while the former is time consuming and result in cold or insipid condition. The latter is very costly. Following is the classification of volume catering establishments. Institutional and industrial catering, hospital catering, off-premises catering, mobile catering. Institutional and industrial catering. Types of institutional and industrial catering. Problems associated with this type of catering. Scope for development and growth. Types of institutional and industrial catering. The institutional catering originated from Gurukul system, where students used to stay at the teacher's ashram to seek education. Objective: to control cost within departmental budget, to provide nutritionally viable meal, to maintain a proper meal distribution method, balance and time, to maintain high standard of hygiene, use methods and equipments not too heavy, less complex to handle, consuming less floor area, be cost effective for maintenance, be energy saving, etc. Reasonable prices consistent with service offered. Make best possible use of students' time. Problem associated with this type of catering. The nutritional aspect is of prime importance. A fixed menu may be operationally cyclic by nature for an indefinite period of time. Different tastes to be catered for a particular meal can be difficult. More people to be catered at one point of time can be tiresome. The installation and maintenance of huge equipments used could be of large sum. The working of the equipments could be complex. Scope for development and growth. To have functional and aesthetic value, satisfy the student's senses as well as appetite. Effective manpower efficiency and space management. Hospital catering. Highlights of hospital catering for patients, staff, visitors, diet menu, and nutritional requirements. Highlights of hospital catering for patients, staff, visitors. We are all susceptible to bacterial infection, but a sick person with lowered resistance is tend to get infection at a faster rate. Therefore, hygiene is very important and cannot be overemphasized. Almost all forms of illness impair the appetite. Often the nature of the ailment necessitates certain restrictions and any particular likes and dislikes becomes accentuated. Thus, the kitchen superintendent is responsible for the standard of cooking. Temptation to cook everything too soon can cause big fault in spoiling food, causing wastage. Food is to be put into the patient's trolleys not earlier than 10 to 15 minutes before they are due to leave the kitchen. Health is wealth, universal fact of life. Food, hygiene and cleanliness of the highest order. The catering officer should have the ability to guide and educate the patients. The ward attendant should have a feel of confidence and security as far as service of food is concerned. The catering officer should also help keep the staff fit and patients getting well. To promote goodwill in all grades of personnel. The food transportation equipment is used to dish out cooked food at various consumption points. The kitchen should be planned for efficiency, hygiene and modern equipments and easy workflow. The lighting should be maximum at all times and natural lighting and artificial can be tungsten or fluorescent. Open planning should provide natural ventilation, eliminate draught. Artificial ventilation is also necessary to keep air fresh and circulating to get rid of steam and foul odors. The extraction is to cover the cooking area with suspended canopies connected by trunking with extract fans and louvers at the point of extraction. The floor should be flat throughout for easy usage of trolleys, usually of non-slip quarry tiles, as they are hard wearing and easily cleaned. The walls should be tiled throughout to ceiling height including stores and cloakrooms. A matte surface tile show less condensation, strong colors are avoided. The ceiling should not be too low in working bays. Steam acoustic tiling may be used. The ancillary rooms should be in easy access to the workers, not misusing them at the same time. The stores should be hygienic with proper storage facilities, natural ventilation and fly-proofed windows. The preparation bays should be arranged in relation to correct flow of work and to avoid cross traffic. The trolley bay should be in easy access to main working area and exit from kitchen. The wash-up bay should be of single accommodation type to allow soaking, washing and rinsing. The hospital catering process. Strategic plans, national and local operational policies and procedures, financial planning, leadership and accountability, groups and individual. Catering services, procuring food, producing meals, controlling cost and wastage, menu planning. Ward services, delivering food to wards, preparing patients and wards for mealtime, serving meals to the patients, patient nutrition, nutritionally analysis of menus, nutritional screening, nutritional care plans, including monitoring food and beverage intake, helping patients with eating, measuring patient satisfaction, involving patients in quality review, using information to improve planning, monitoring costs and wastage. Planning the service, delivering the service and monitoring the service. Diet menus and nutritional requirements. Diet menus. Few diet menus listed below, as in the flight of Indian Airlines and Alliance Airlines, were domestic and international flights. Scrambled egg with blanched tomato, grilled chicken breast, boiled spinach moong dal, chilla, jeera aloo, green peas masala, poached egg on brown bread, chicken shashlik, boiled mixed vegetable, soya nugget, tomato bhaji, dhania uttapam, moong dal sambar, poached egg on brown bread, ratatouille, niswa, soya nugget, tomato bhaji, dhania kulcha, poached chicken breast with tomato basil sauce, boiled veg, moong dal without tadka, boiled plain rice, mixed braised vegetables, boiled chicken with barbecue sauce, mixed boiled veg sabut moong without tadka, steamed rice, vegetable masala. Nutritional requirements. The nutritional requirement should be as per the ailment and necessity of the patient, staff, etc., and should at no point of time be neglected by any personnel on duty. The prescribed diet by the doctor should be strictly adhered to in the interest of the patient and the hospital as a whole, and the suggestions from the dietitian in this regard may be taken for the various options to be considered in a particular cases. Off-premises catering. Reasons for growth and development. Menu planning and theme parties. Concept of central production unit. Problems associated with off-premises catering. Reasons for growth and development. The feasibility of the off-premises catering depends on variety of cross-analysis of summary of general economic background against which results are set. Paying special attention to trends in total customer expenditure and its relationship with spending on eating out. These include type of establishment, type of dishes, expenditure per meal within specified price ranges, geographic analysis, demographic analysis in terms of social classification by age and by family size, seasonal analysis in terms of time of the year and whether holiday or no holiday period, short period analysis, day of the week, period of the day, etc. These ensure greatest possibility of reliability in processing of the returns. The success and growth of any catering unit service must have proper contacts with people who are able to use the services, must have ability to perform services satisfactorily, must engage courteous, efficient and capable staff, must be able to serve tasty, eye-appealing food and deliver it to right place in right time. Hot when hot, cold when cold. Menu planning and theme parties. The arrangement of an acceptable menu is very necessary for any successful party, function, catering. The caterer should be full on novel ideas and be able to prepare them profitable for the company and attractive to the client. The dishes chosen should be faultless in quality, taste, appearance, cost as promised to the client, taking into consideration the portion size with respect to volume, that is, every party should be special and different from all that is already done before, taking into consideration the client's suggestions, if any. A thought planning would include planning well in advance to ensure minimum repetition of food, planning a menu for definite cycle of time, variation to be produced with respect to color, contrast, texture, etc., seasonal availability, nutritionally adequate and balanced in all respects, should fit the budget and to the satisfaction of the client, provide adequate manpower and equipment with respect to volume, decide standards of service with respect to quality and variety of food. The pattern of the food should match the occasion. The taste varies from person to person, etc., which is not considered individually but by the eating habits and expectations of the restaurant market. Concept of central production unit. The success is judged in the fitness of the design of the workplace. The concept of the central production unit comes into place especially in the case of main kitchen and satellite kitchens in the hotels, wherein the production is done centrally and further dished out to the various consumption points. The consistency of the food product is monitored and maintained. The central unit is responsible for complete processing of the product, and off-premises caterings are responsible for the dishing out, reheating and other finishing procedures with respect to service of food. The integration of the following in order to conceptualize the CPU: functional efficiency, planning physical space with respect to workflow, traffic, practical soundness, buildable, creative, affordable, practical design, sensate significance, creative comfort of natural and artificial lighting, heating, ventilation, etc. Problems associated with off-premises catering. Though profit-oriented has a multitude of activities throwing challenge to the caterers, forming the difficult side of the coin. The standard procedures and formula for a successful party catering is not set. Procedures vary from job to job, place to place, according to the requirements of the occasion for which the party is hosted and the facility provided and the financial setup, backup available to the caterer. Mobile catering. The substantial segment of modern food service industry exists to serve the needs of traveling public. It prepares the meals, gifts to the passengers, for example, in the case of airline catering, makes lunch, dinner, board, a railway dining card, and a small breakfast and snack item in a small roadside restaurant. Travelers everywhere depend on it to supply the things they need, and through miraculous combinations of goods, fortunes, and business. Airlines. Food and beverage service for passengers on board, routinely known as in-flight catering, is the responsibility of the concerned airline company on which they are traveling. Most of the airline companies view it as an essential part of their customer service and frequently rely on the quality of their food and beverage for selling seat. In-flight feeding for airline is customarily directed by an executive of the company with extensive food service knowledge, training and experience. The title of the job differs from airline to airline and the size of the department is largely dependent on the airline, in-flight volume, type of service offered and the method of production of food or procurement employed. The airlines include domestic flights, short sector flights, long duration with stopover and non-stop long flights. The food supplied in the various airlines include for the crew, the passengers namely economy class, first class, etc. And the menus would include a routine menu, a diet menu and a choice menu apart from the VIP flights and special festive occasions, for example Hajj. Road. The transport catering in the case of road deals with the private transport, state transport and contracted trunks and carrier. The roadside motels, restaurants and mini fast food dhabas come into existence after the increase in travel by road concept. The clientele being the travelers of different origin, of mostly less duration and mobile in nature. The job and services provided differ from outlet to outlet depending on the financial assistance of the owner, his capabilities, effect of modernization and the willingness to upkeep and upgrade the prevalent trends in tune with the latest world with fast food mentality. Railways. The railways play a very important role as far as the transport mobile catering is concerned. Major mass travel by rail than any other transport at least within the country. The various categories include passenger train, chair car, sleeper class, mail, express, superfast, goods train. It has a central production unit or base in major stations and mostly food is prepared and dispensed on board to the passengers. There are also special trains like the Royal Orient wherein the requirement is varied, covers a wider range than the other trains in general and provides a luxurious touch to the food and service provided. Shipping. The shipping mostly attracts the luxurious and leisure mass of the passengers. The catering varies from a very simple to very luxurious service according to the facilities provided and the company of the cruise liner shipping company. Mobile catering. Characteristics of rail, airline, flight kitchens and sea catering branches of mobile catering. Different reasons for people to move away from their houses. Categories of mobile catering. Medical grounds, social obligation, educational, employment, travel and tourism, medical grounds, hospitals, nursing homes, intensive care, social obligation, hotels, motels, restaurants, banquets, specialty, multi-cuisine, light, snacky depending on occasion, location, culture, educational, school, colleges, institutes, universities, employment, industrial canteens, fast food outlets, others. Travel and tourism, domestic, international, transport, airlines, road, rail, shipping. Kitchen equipments used in volume catering, quantity food equipments used in volume catering can be divided broadly into heat producing equipment, cold producing equipment, processing equipment. These can be further divided into heavy equipment, light equipment, miscellaneous equipment. The types of kitchen equipment are food preparation equipment, cooking equipment, holding service and clearing equipment, washing and storing equipment, selection of kitchen equipment. Several factors are considered while purchasing or leasing kitchen equipment. Is it necessary to purchase this kitchen equipment which will be suitable for our menu items? Job of the equipment should be in relation to the space. Equipment should be economical for the operations. Cleaning, maintenance and repair factor. Some basic factors for selection of equipment are size and type of establishment. It is very important to select equipment keeping in mind what exactly is your requirement. The design of the equipment should be in harmony with the general plan. Menu. Equipment also depends on the method of cooking. Example, menu consisting of fried snacks will require a fryer. Usage. Every equipment selected must be able to fulfill a specific purpose, be it efficiency of production, profitability, or customer satisfaction. Price. The investment in equipment has to be made carefully. It is essential to judge whether the new equipment is improving production in both terms of quantity and quality and whether it has no operation and maintenance cost. Selection is also guided by the funds available to the buyer over a period of time and resale. Ease of installation, maintenance and operation. Equipment must be user-friendly, taking care of existing skills of the catering staff. The equipment should also be very easy to clean and maintain. If the equipment is very sophisticated, then instructions in the form of simple steps should be clearly displayed in the kitchen. Staff should be properly trained to handle the new equipment. Safety. It is extremely important to select equipment that is guaranteed for safety. While in operation and when not in use, guards and locks should be provided to avoid accidents. Economy. The operating cost of a piece of equipment is an important consideration in its selection. In some places, electricity may be cheaper than gas or vice versa. Therefore, select equipment accordingly. Ease of cleaning. Equipments should be non-corrosive, non-toxic and stable to heat, moisture. Appearance. Good looking equipment attracts workers' attention and creates a desire for using and caring for it. Source of supply. Equipments should be purchased from reputed suppliers so that it is backed by a guarantee and after sales service and maintenance contracts. Hand tools. Hand tools help in cutting, shaping, moving or combining foods. Knives. Knives are the best partners of cooks and chefs in the kitchen. They should be well built and designed in order to withstand the tough working conditions of bulk kitchen. The metals generally used for knife blades are carbon steel. It is an alloy of carbon and iron. When used with acidic food, it tends to corrode and discolor easily. Stainless steel, it does not rust or discolor easily, and once it has sharpened, it retains its sharpness for longer time. High carbon stainless steel. An alloy of carbon steel and stainless steel and is a super quality steel used for making knives. Ceramic. A ceramic called zirconium oxide is now used to make knife blades that are extremely sharp, very easy to clean, rust proof and non-reactive knife handles are sometimes made with hard woods infused with plastic and riveted to the tang. French or chef's knife, 8 to 14-inch long blade used mainly for chopping, slicing and mincing. Utility, 6 to 8-inch long blades used for cutting fruits and vegetables. Boning knife, small blade with 5 to 7 inches long used for removing meat from bones. Paring knife, a short with blade 2 to 4 inches long. It is used for turning and carving vegetables. Cleaver, a large knife with heavy handle used for chopping or cutting through bones. Oyster and clam knives used for oysters and clam. Cookware, saute pan, stock pots, roasting pan, hotel pan, molds used inside the oven are all part of the cookware. Its size, shape and build should be carefully examined in order to check its ability to conduct heat. Metals and heat. Conduction. Some cookware fail to distribute heat evenly to foods and thus cause hot spots which burn the food. This happens because sometimes the metals are not built with equal thickness at all sides and base. Copper, aluminium, stainless steel, cast iron, glass, ceramic, plastic, enamelware, non-stick coatings are all the materials from which these cookwares are made. Equipments required for volume production. Common cookware. Pots are large vessels with 20 liter, 40 liter and even bigger size than them. Pans. Pans are round in shape with long handles. Woks. Used in Asian kitchens and generally made up of cast iron. Hotel pans. Pans or steam table pans which are required to hold food hot for service on steam tables. Molds. The molds are tinned steel with several shapes and sizes. Strainer and sieves. Strainers and sieves used to strain the purees and also to remove impurities from the dry ingredients. Chinois and china cap both are cone-shaped metal strainers. Cheesecloth. Cheesecloth is used for straining stocks and sauces and it is also used to make sachet d'épices. It is a loosely woven fabric. Processing equipment. Processing equipment includes both electrical and non-electrical mechanical devices used to chop, puree, slice, grind or mix foods. Slicer, electric slicer which cuts uniform slices of meat, vegetables and cheese. Mandolin. A mandolin is a manually operated slicer, food chopper or buffalo chopper. Heavy equipment used mainly for chopping vegetables and mincing them very finely. Heavy equipment. These are mainly gas, electric or steam operated appliances used for cooking. Stove tops. Stove tops or ranges are often the most important cooking equipment in the kitchen. Griddles. Griddles are similar to flat tops except they are made of a thinner metal plate. Ovens. An oven is an enclosed space where food is cooked by being surrounded with hot, dry air. Types of ovens. Conventional ovens. These operate simply by heating air in an enclosed space. Stack ovens are units that consist of individual shelves or decks arranged one above the other. Pans are placed directly on the oven deck instead of wire shelves. Temperatures can be adjusted for each deck. Convection ovens. These ovens contain fans and circulate air and distribute heat rapidly throughout the interior. Because of forced air, foods cook more quickly at lower temperatures. Revolving or rotary ovens. These large ovens are chambers on which A rack with many shelves or trays is placed on a rotating attachment. These ovens eliminate the problem of hotspots or uneven baking. They are used mostly in high volume operations, example flight kitchens, business, hotels, etc. Slow cook and hold ovens. These are modern day computerized ovens with built in thermostats that sense when a product is done and switches over from cooking temperature to holding temperature. These ovens are mostly used for low temperature cooking, that is, roasting. Combination steamer ovens. These ovens can be operated in three modes: convection, steamer. Both as a high humidity oven, they inject moisture into an oven during baking. This ensures a good crust and the lightness in the bread. Barbecue or smoke ovens. They are like conventional ovens but are able to produce smoke. Various woods like hickory, cedar, apple, cherry, etc. are added to the smoke producing part of the oven. The smoke then adds flavor to the food while it roasts or bakes. Different models may have smokeless or roast cycles, cold smoke cycles, smoke element on, oven off, holding cycles, etc. It is an electric heating element that heats small blocks or chips of wood enough to make them smoke, but not burst into flames. Infrared or reconstituting ovens. These units contain quartz tube or plates that generate intense infrared heat. They are used mostly to reconstitute frozen foods. They bring large quantities of food to serving temperature in a short time. The heat is even and controllable. Microwave ovens. In these ovens, special tubes generate microwave radiation that creates heat inside the food. Microwave radiation affects only water molecules. A completely waterless material will not heat up. Broilers and grills. Meats, fish and poultry are used to cook in the broilers and grillers. Tilting skillets. Tilting skillets are large freestanding flat bottom pans about 6 inches deep with an internal heating element below the pan's bottom. Steam kettles. Steam kettles, also known as steam jacketed kettles, are similar to stock pots except they are heated from the bottom and sides by steam circulating between layers of stainless steel. Steamers. Pressure and convection steamers are used to cook foods rapidly and evenly using direct contact with steam. Deep fat fryers. Deep fat fryers are used to cook foods in a large amount of hot fat. Fryers are sized by the amount of fat they hold. Most commercial fryers range between 15 and 82 pounds. Fryers can be either gas or electric and are thermostatically controlled for temperatures between 200 degree Fahrenheit and 400 degree Fahrenheit, 90 degree Celsius and 200 degree Celsius. Refrigerators. Proper refrigeration space is an essential component of any kitchen. Many foods must be stored at low temperatures to maintain quality and safety. Most commercial refrigeration is of two types: walk-in units and reach-in or upright units. Dishwashers. Mechanical dishwashers are available to wash, rinse and sanitize dishware, glassware, cookware and utensils. Care, precautions and maintenance of kitchen equipments. Food service equipment is designed to give efficient, trouble-free service over a long period of time. However, improper operation and lack of care and maintenance can cause premature breakdowns and serious accidents and require extensive repairs. Each individual is responsible for cleaning and performing operator's maintenance on equipment he has used. He should always make before operation checks for his protection and for the protection of the equipment. He should always see that the machine is properly assembled and check for damage. He should inspect water, gas or steam lines, all connections, instruments and controls to see that there are no leaks and that everything is properly installed, secured and in good working condition. He should inspect the wiring connections and components of electrical equipment to see that everything is dry, clean, secure and in good working order. He should report any equipment deficiencies or needed repairs to the person in charge. Safety precautions. There are certain basic safety precautions that apply to all equipment. These should be habitually practiced by food service personnel. All equipment food service personnel should never use equipment they have not been trained to use, regardless of an operator's prior training. He should be instructed in the proper operation of specific food service equipment when he is first assigned to duty. The instructions posted on or near the equipment should be followed exactly. All safety guards on equipment should be in place and in good condition. Particular care must be used to keep aprons, sleeves or any loose clothing from being caught in grinders, mixers or other machinery with moving parts. Food service personnel should never leave a machine while it is operating. Steel wool should not be used in cleaning because steel fillings may get into food or clog equipment. Steam heated equipment. Personnel working with steam heated equipment must be constantly alert to avoid contact with any steam that escapes. Live steam causes severe burns. Electrical equipment. Personnel working with equipment that is powered or heated by electricity should make sure that all switches are in the off position before plugging the cable into an outlet and that wiring and components are free of grease, oil and water. Operators should not handle electrical wiring or switches with wet hands. Before cleaning or adjusting any piece of electrical equipment, the operator should turn the switch off or disconnect the cable from the outlet. Gas-fired equipment. With gas-fired equipment, there is always the danger of an explosion or toxic fumes. Operators of such equipment should observe all safety precautions and follow closely the directions on the equipment instruction plate. If the equipment has a pilot light, the pilot light should be checked frequently because if it is out or does not work properly, gas may be leaking. Gas ovens should always be ventilated before they are lit, and before they are relit after a gas failure, the operator should always make sure the burner with the pilot light ignites promptly when the gas valve is opened. He should make sure the burner that is not equipped with a pilot light ignites promptly when the gas valve is opened and a lighted taper is applied to the gas jet. A taper should always be used to light equipment without pilot lights. While the taper is being lit, it should be held away from clothing and flammable materials. A low wattage night light should be left burning in the kitchen so it will not be necessary for personnel to strike a match in order to find the light switch. If gas or oil equipment is used, fumes may escape and a fire or explosion may result if a match is struck. Maintenance of ovens. Preheat the oven thoroughly but no longer than necessary. Do not open the oven door more than necessary to prevent energy loss and or interruption of cooking. Switch off when not in use. Clean ovens after use. Brush off any sediments or charred pieces. Wipe sticky surfaces, clean all plastic knobs and wipe dry. Clean glass only when oven is cool. Have the oven regularly serviced by authorized personnel. Maintenance of mixers. Make sure the bowl and mixing attachments are firmly in place before turning on the machine. Make sure you are using the right size bowl and attachment. Do not overload the bowl beyond its capacity. Turn off the machine before scraping down the sides, inserting a spoon, hand or scraper. Turn off the machine before changing speeds. Wipe the machine with a damp cloth after use to get rid of flour, cocoa powder, etc. Wipe any sticky spots or spills. Get the mixer regularly serviced to check on wear or tear. Maintenance of refrigerators and freezers. Place items far apart and away from inside walls so that cold air can circulate. Freezers, on the other hand, work more efficiently when they are full. Keep the door closed as much as possible. Keep stored food well wrapped to prevent drying or transfer of odors. Keep refrigerators spotlessly clean. Get the refrigerators and freezers regularly serviced by authorized personnel. Dear students, let's summarize. This module has thoroughly described the various food catering establishments of the industry that are operated for different needs of the consumer. Some of them are operated for the sole purpose of profit and other are operated on the principle of no profit and no loss. Some of the catering establishments fall in the category of welfare catering, like hospitals and army mess. Institutional catering units offer wholesome and nutritional diet to the students. Thus, they have a challenge to cater to different age groups. Various types of catering like airlines, road, shipping are also thoroughly described here. Besides the catering establishments, thorough knowledge of equipments is also required for succession in the kitchen. For a chef, nothing is more important than his equipment. Equipment like mixers, refrigerators, freezers, etc. also plays an important role in the kitchen operations. So it is sole responsibility of an individual operating the machinery to use it with proper care and maintain it to its highest standards. Now we have learnt the various equipments required for the proper functioning of volume catering establishments. Thank you.